Jackson, he has answers for your questions. Ask Mr. Jackson today.
Mr. Jackson, today's Ask Mr. J question comes from listener Sharon N. from Tahoe City, California. Sharon writes, "Why is it that the people closest to me, my friends and even my own family, sometimes respond to my growth with jealousy, distance, or emotional coldness instead of support? As I work to improve my life and pursue my goals, I've noticed less encouragement and more silence, subtle criticism, or changed behavior. It hurts to feel pushed away by the very people who should be proud of me. Why does this happen? And how do I protect my confidence and motivation when success seems to create tension instead of connection?"
All right, let me answer this the grown way, and then I'm going to answer it the real way. Because this question keeps people stuck, confused, bitter, and begging for approval they were never meant to receive. Here's the truth. Your friends and your family are not required to understand a version of you they never met. They knew the old you, the convenient you, the struggling you, the reachable you. And that version didn't threaten their comfort, their choices, their excuses, or their hierarchy. And now you are evolving. You're building. You're dreaming. You're demanding more. You're disrupting patterns. And suddenly they're quiet, distant, critical, unavailable, or concerned. Let me say this clearly. Most people do not resist you. They resist what your growth forces them to confront in themselves. Your discipline exposes their procrastination. Your vision exposes their fear. Your progress exposes their stagnation. Your healing exposes their dysfunction. Your ambition exposes their addiction. And comfort hates confrontation. So instead of rising, people minimize. Instead of changing, people criticize. Instead of growing, people ghost. Instead of supporting, people subtly sabotage. Not always loudly, sometimes with jokes, sometimes with silence, sometimes with be realistic as a response, sometimes with don't forget where you come from, and sometimes it's with you're just simply doing too much. That's not concern, that's containment. And here's the aggressive part most people don't want to hear. Stop expecting emotionally unhealed people to cheer for outcomes they are too afraid to pursue. Stop demanding validation from people who benefit from staying the same. Stop calling a lack of support confusion when it is often threat. Because when you change, relationships, contracts also change. And not everyone wants to renegotiate. Some people were assigned to a season, not a destiny. Some people were built for survival chapters, not expansion chapters. Some people loved you when you were manageable, not when you became powerful. And that truth hurts. But pain does not make it false. Let me go further. Sometimes your family doesn't support you because your growth breaks the story they tell about themselves. If you come from dysfunction and you heal, what does that say about those who refuse to? If you come from poverty and you build, what does that say about those who stay? If you come from chaos and you create structure, what does that expose? Your success is not an achievement, it's evidence. And evidence makes excuses nervous. So they don't clap. They are cautious. They don't invest. They interrogate. They don't celebrate. They wait on you to fail so the environment can return to equilibrium. And if nobody has told you this yet, let me. You are not entitled to support simply because you share blood, history, or memories. Support requires emotional capacity, security, self-awareness, courage. And not everyone you love has that. This does not make them a villain, but it absolutely disqualifies them as leaders in your life. You don't need to hate them. You don't need to argue. You don't need to announce departures. You need to reassign weight. Stop putting destiny expectations on seasonal people. Stop putting visionary demands on comfortable minds. Stop putting builder dreams in the hand of people who barely survive their own. Because when you do, you keep bleeding in places that were never designed to hold you. Here's the truth. The absence of support is often confirmation you are no longer small enough to fit in the environment that raised you. And that's not a tragedy. That's a signal. Grow anyway. Build anyway. Heal anyway. Launch anyway. Evolve anyway. Clarity does not come from being understood. It comes from being aligned. And alignment doesn't require applause. It requires movement. You don't need them to see it. You need to finish it. Listen, I hope that I've answered your question. And if this has touched you in any way, please pass the word about the Ask Mr. Jackson show right here on M159.7 Career Radio.
You've been tuned in to Ask Mr. Jackson right here on M159.7 Career Radio. If you'd like Mr. Jackson to answer one of your questions on an upcoming show, email us at contact@mymhf.org. Be sure to put Ask Mr. Jackson in the subject line and include only your first name, last initial, and your city and state. Your privacy is always respected, and your question will be forwarded directly to Mr. Jackson. Once again, that email is contact@mymhf.org. We look forward to hearing from you.
Ask Mr. Jackson, he has answers for you.